Hi everybody, my name is Goma Mehta, and this time I'm going to review an anime called Ouran Host Club. Ouran Host Club is a slice of life anime based in a extremely rich high school for the extremely rich, and the main character is Haruhi Fujioka, a scholarship student who is obviously very poor, and most of the comedy revolves around her dealing with the antics of the extremely rich. It's a fun anime. The long and short of it is it's enjoyable stupidity. It's more or less than that. You have Haruhi as your straight man character who gets put into the host club after an incident where she accidentally stumbles across their room and breaks a vase that costs a large amount of money that she obviously can't pay, so she has to work it off. The characters are all likable, which is something I'm very pleased at, as opposed to my previous review. Every single character has they have one main quirk, which is actually how they sell themselves in their host club. You have the mischievous twins, the cool stoic type. No, sorry, those are actually two different ones. You have the cool type and the stoic type. Then you have the childish type, the boy Lolita, and then you have the princely type. And each of those characters, even though they have their main shtick, which makes them instantly recognizable, they also have enough development that they're more than just that, and it's still interesting to deal with these characters. They never get boring or terribly annoying. Sometimes, but not that much. The best part about the anime is probably just Haruhi's reactions to everything, and especially the fact that she's always deadpan. She never gets swept up into it, and it's just super straight man to everyone else's crazy ridiculousness. It's just a fun time to be had. I was never terribly bored with this anime as I was with the previous one, Tenjo Tenge, and I mean, the characters, you get to spend time with the characters. Each character basically gets one episode that delves into their past and gives them character development, but the main focus is on just their ridiculous antics and Haruhi's reactions. Even a couple episodes where they decide, oh, we're gonna leave the school, and then because in typical rich person fashion, like, oh, we have a commoner as a friend, we might as well learn more about them and their commoner lifestyle. And then you have the super rich trying to blend in and learn about a commoner's day, going to a mall or working at a small inn outside in like a really rural town. It's fun. I don't really have much to say about that other than it is fun. I don't actually watch many slice of life animes. I've seen a couple. I've seen the biggest one I've seen is probably the Azumanga Daioh, and it is very different. Ouran Host Club is different from Azumanga Daioh in that they're both comedic slice of life, animes about high school. Not actually, Azumanga Daioh is not high school, but the difference is Azumanga Daioh kept everything mundane for the most part, so it was still like hilarious, funny in the stupidity, but the stupidity was, oh wow, they're just like trying to catch a ball and they're constantly missing, and that's funny, and the simple things like low-key stupidity. Whereas this one takes, the biggest joke is just the excess of the rich and how flighty and over the top they can be. So that is the main difference, in that it's not exactly fantastical. There's no fantasy elements. It's just so outrageous that most people are, who are not super rich, would just see it as ridiculously extravagant and get a joke out of just seeing that to begin with. I did like the music. It fit well enough with the anime. There was never any disjointed moments, and everything flowed nicely. The characters that are not the main cast, other than the host club, but the other characters such as Haruhi's dad, the Lobelia trio, and probably the other one is the Yakuza boss kid, the Yakuza kid. I don't remember his name, but they're all fun to watch. They all, especially, I really like the second Lobelia Girls episode. That was actually probably my favorite, just because it was so funny, mixing with like her deadpan acting and like the acting in the school play. I thought that was very hilarious. I watched it half. One thing I'll notice that I watched it half and half. I watched about 10 episodes subtitled with the Japanese voiceovers and Japanese voice acting, and then I watched the rest of it dubbed with the English voice acting. I don't normally do this. Most of the time I watch anime completely Japanese voices and English subtitles, because I just watched a couple. I watched a few of the ones like that when I was getting into it, and the English voices usually just really did not match, in my opinion. Maybe it was just because I heard the Japanese ones first, but also I feel, these were made in Japan. The voices were cast for those characters to be that way, and so that's the way you should watch it. But this one, I wasn't bothered by it. I thought the English voice acting was done pretty well. They matched the characters to a very good extent. One thing I did notice though was the last episode I put on the English subtitles again, just because I was having a little trouble with some background noise when I was watching. I noticed that they did change some of the lines. I don't know if this happened throughout the rest, because I only did it for the last episode, but like one scene at the last episode, they say like, don't hold back, we gotta be like, don't hold back, whereas, because Honey, the boy Lolita type, and the stoic type are, the stoic type being Mori, are like super high level martial artists, and they end up coming up against like a private police force for a little bit, and in the English dub, he says, don't hold back. Like, they're like, we gotta beat him up completely, don't hold back. Whereas in the Japanese, English subtitles, it clearly says, remember to pull your punches, don't break them, because that is a little disconnect. I don't know if that happens more throughout the rest of the series. I just happened to notice it then. If that is the case, I don't know, it's your choice. I just find it funnier to watch the Japanese dubs. And like I said, there is enough character development for each of the host club to feel like a real character. In fact, the person that probably gets the least development might be Haruhi, because she doesn't really change throughout the entire anime. She just becomes, I guess, a little more accepting of their antics and starts getting pulled in more. But even that could just be, just resigned acceptance, as opposed to just, really growing. It didn't seem like she grew anything, but then again, she didn't need to. She was essentially the audience standing. You just, you're the normal people, you get into the commoners role and look at all the crazy shit that's going on. And that's what I guess, I did like this anime, a lot more than I thought I would. I hadn't seen any of it before I started watching this, but I had heard about it, and I didn't think I would be interested. I felt from what I had heard about and read about it, I figured it would be something that was just like, okay, it's one joke, it'll get boring really quick, all that stuff, and I was pleasantly surprised now, because that I saw it. I enjoyed it completely. So yeah, that is the most part. I will say the ending, while it does fit, it is kind of it's kind of bittersweet for one of the characters, and only one. The rest of it's a perfectly happy ending for all except one of the characters, and one of the characters becomes bittersweet, but it's again bittersweet because of knowledge that that character doesn't have, and I kind of was not disappointed, but slightly saddened by that ending. But again, to them, it's completely good, happy ending, and I see no reason for it not to be. It's a fun story. I kind of actually wish I had more of it. That this is one anime. Maybe there is. I only saw the Ouran Host Club, the 26 episodes that were on Netflix. I don't actually know if there's more. If there is, I wouldn't mind watching more. It's a fun little side note. Not something completely game changing or anything. You know, it's no Fully Cully or anything like that. Something that's like everybody has to watch. It's something that if you want to just sit around and enjoy a little, like I said at the beginning, if you want to sit and see some enjoyable stupidity, pop this in. You won't regret it. And yeah, so I guess I'm not gonna give a number rating. Just it's if you like enjoyable stupidity and just over the top antics, you'll really like this anime. So that's my review. I hope you guys like this video, and maybe I'll try and put out something within a year this time. Thank you.